Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So yesterday in my Arrow and Flash videos, I asked you to submit all of your questions, so I picked 10 of them to answer in this video with one bonus question. Also, since then, we've gotten an extended Flash trailer, so I'm going to do a breakdown of the new things we saw in that. If you're finding me for the first time, I'm going to be doing Arrow and Flash bonus videos in the off-season, probably both on Wednesdays. Be sure to subscribe to get everything, and leave me suggestions for the stuff you guys want to talk about first. So, let's pick apart some of that Flash footage. Most of the stuff we saw, we already knew about. The costume being from Star Labs, his inner circle of Caitlin Snow and Cisco. Tom Cavanaugh, though, looks like he's going to be their version of Felicity, the tech person, which I think is kind of funny, given Felicity's relationship with the other members of Team Arrow. I totally love the way that Star Labs looks. It looks like it's going to be their version of the Arrow Cave, at least in Season 1. The big news, though, is Weather Wizard. He's going to be the first villain and the first rogue on the show. It seems like they're combining aspects of the New 52 versions of the characters in the classic Flash stories. In the classic stories, the rogues aren't metahumans, they just have technology that gives them their powers. In the New 52 comics, they all get exposed to special Star Labs tech that gives them real powers. So it seems like all, or at least some of the villains on the show are going to be full-on metahumans. It's all based on that particle accelerator explosion causing weird, dark energy to spill into their dimension. I totally love the way Weather Wizard's powers looked on the show. I love the way they're doing the special effects. Zoom, as a villain, was confirmed. It's pretty clear he was the one that killed Barry's mother. And we can unpack all that in the comments for people who don't know about that story from the comics, because they're directly adapting some Flash origin stories. So The Flash is premiering in October, no date officially confirmed, but at the same time as Arrow Season 3. It'll probably be around the time Arrow Season 2 premiered, but Flash will be on Tuesdays at 8 p.m., and Arrow will stay on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. too. So it's going to make it way easier for me to do videos for both of them, so I'm really happy about that. Also, really important, it was confirmed at the upfronts that Malcolm Merlyn, John Barrowman of course, would be a cast regular, meaning he'd be in most of the episodes, not necessarily as the main villain, but as a regular antagonist. So he's probably going to be causing some trouble for Team Arrow, hopefully with Thea. So time to answer some questions. Careful for spoilers from the Arrow finale if you haven't seen it yet, but question number 1, Adri asks on Facebook, Andrew Kreisberg said that one of the main cast members would not be starting Season 3. Who do you think it is? So it's probably Paul Blackthorne, Detective Lance. He was at the CW upfronts, which means that he's still part of Season 3. You know, he's not dying or anything. He sustained internal injuries during that police station fight, so he might go into a coma or just sit out a few episodes on medical leave. But he's definitely coming back. He's not off the show, like he's not leaving. Question number 2, Niels asks, could Edward Friars from Season 1 on the island have been hired by Amanda Waller? Yes, it's totally possible, but they'd have to mess with some of the history on the show. They'd have to mess with the canon. Edward Friars was going to use the weapons to destabilize the Chinese-Hong Kong situation. The lady in red shoes in that scenario did not look like Amanda Waller. She wasn't black, but Amanda Waller was operating in Hong Kong around that time. They cast her during Season 2, so it's possible that they could retcon that woman in red shoes to be Amanda Waller. Remember, they did the same thing with Katie Lotz in those scenes on the island whenever the boat crashed. The other possibility is that it's someone from Hive, and it's someone new we'll meet. I know a lot of people also thought that woman in red from Season 1 might be Isabel Rochev, but I don't think that she would have been powerful enough 5 years ago to pull off an operation of that size. Question number 3, Digidestined asks, what was happening in that scene after Oliver left the island? So the Amazo boat blows up, and Oliver wakes up in Hong Kong, presumably being drummed into service with Argus and Amanda Waller. It looks like he worked with her and then ended up back on the island at some point. In the pilot episode, he seemed pretty cool and level-headed, but that mega beard makes me think that he had been stranded there for a while. So clearly he probably went on missions for Argus, and then at some point, one of them went really bad and he got stranded on the island again. The interesting thing is that the show always goes back to the island. Because it's purgatory, it's this metaphor for Oliver's life as well as his hero's journey for any Joseph Campbell geeks out there. It's like his transitory state between Justice League and his old life. So until he either 1, dies, or 2, makes it to that Justice League moment, the show is always going to keep going back there, so there will be island scenes in Season 3. Question number 4, Mick Levin asks, will Team Arrow and Team Flash ever combine forces to fight a single villain? Yes, they totally cannot have their Avengers shawarma moment until they fight some sort of common enemy. Oliver isn't just going to drop in and say hi on The Flash though. Whenever they go on each other's shows, it will be because there's a problem in Central City that only Oliver and Felicity can solve, and vice versa on Arrow. As for who that villain might be, it all just depends on which villains the shows bring on in the new seasons. Zoom is the big bad on Flash, so there's the possibility that Team Arrow could help Barry with that, or Felicity could help him with his mother's murder. You know, her skills are very CSI friendly. When everyone goes to Comic-Con this summer and they do their panels, they'll probably talk about it a little bit more then, about the crossovers. Question number 5, Peacekeeper Boy asks, who do you think is going to be the main villain next season, and how many episodes of The Flash will there be? So just talking about The Flash, the main villain will always be Zoom. But there's always a big villain that works for the main villain. So secretly, that might be Tom Cavanaugh's character, like wolf in sheep's clothing kind of thing, or it could be one of the rogues, like Captain Cold. My money is on one of the rogues, just because that'd be way more fun. It could also be all the rogues coming together though. I think we're going to see an origin story for the rogues, because they're not the rogues until they become a team. As for episodes, they haven't said officially, but the show has at least 8 or 9 episodes. If they get picked up for the second half of the season, they'll get the full 22. Arrow, on the other hand, usually gets 23 episodes, which is a lot. Most shows only get 20 or 22 episodes for a full season. So here's a really important thing. At the upfronts, CW was touting The Flash as the show that they were most proud of. They were positive that it was going to be a hit. So get really excited for that. It means they're just going to throw that much more energy into marketing it and making it, the next big new thing that they have. Question number 6. Manganetta asks, which villains do you think that we'll see on The Flash? So I think that they'll just stick to the core rogues in season 1. I think there will be at least one surprise, like someone that Arrow shares in common with them, someone we've already heard about on Arrow, like Hive. As for Weather Wizard in the trailer, if you're not familiar, in the pre-New 52 comics, he used a weather control rod to control the weather. Like he was just a regular guy with technology. And in the New 52 comics on the show, he's a metahuman with real superpowers that enable him to control weather. Like he's mostly going to be generating tornadoes. Based on those last moments in the trailer too, it looks like Barry is going to use, the solution to that giant tornado, trying to run in the opposite direction, to learn just how fast he can run. The Speed Force isn't like, a stop and go thing. There are different levels of speed that the Flashes can achieve. It's a lot like internet bandwidth. If you have internet at your house, it moves slower when a bunch of people are downloading stuff at once. But when it's just one person downloading, it's way faster. So the more flashes that are in one place accessing the Speed Force at the same time, the slower they can all run. Because we know Zoom is Edward Thawne and he works with Barry, you got 2 flashes drinking from the fountain. In the comics, whenever Barry is the only one accessing the Speed Force, he can run so fast that he can go forwards and backwards in time. So him trying to run back in time and prevent his mother's murder might be a thing next season. I think it's going to take him most of the season to learn about the Speed Force, so don't plan on any time travel anytime soon. It's mostly going to be like superhero CSI. Question number 7, Michelle asks, what do you think Felicity's backstory is going to be? Yes, we're supposed to get a whole bunch more Felicity backstory in season 3, and I'm really excited. I think it'd be really cool if they tried to invoke some of the Firestorm aspects of her character from the comics. But they might change things and make her father part of the mythos, like make her father the Professor Martenstein part of the character. It's a little far-fetched, but I think it would be totally awesome. But it's also possible that they can make her father part of Hive. Usually when people in comic book shows don't like to talk about their parents a lot, it's because something really awful happened to them, like they were fused with the Firestorm Matrix, or they did something really awful, a la villains. So I'm calling it right now, either her father is part of a superhero mythos, like a team of some sort, or he's one of the villains. He's not going to be just a regular guy. Question number 8, Neto de Toro asks, do you think that Oliver knows about Connor? No, I don't think he knows. I think Arrow would be trolling fans too much if Oliver always knew everything and then just never told the rest of Team Arrow or the fans. Like when he had the vial of the cure this season. He had that cure the whole season and he waited 6 months to tell them. That kind of made me mad, so I don't think that he'd turn around and do the exact same thing. But I do think whenever he does find out about his son, he'll keep his distance. Remember, he gave Felicity that speech early on in season 2 about getting too close to the people he loves, and keeping them safe by staying away. Question number 9, Green Quibber asks, could Thea become Cheshire? Totally, I saw a bunch of you commenting on the last video that she looked a lot more like Cheshire than the Artemis character. You have to remember though, regardless of who is what in the comics, they can always give any minor superhero persona to any of the characters. Like making Felicity the Oracle character, originally in the comics that was Barbara Gordon. So even though Artemis in the comics is the daughter of Sportsmaster, Thea could still become her on the show. Regardless of who she ends up becoming, I think she's going to be a little bit more like the Canary whenever she comes back, just much more of a badass. Question number 10, Jean-Loup asks, will Hive come back? So even if Hive is not the main villain, I think they'll definitely come back because they teased them pretty hardcore last season. They'll be like an evil version of Argus, so don't be surprised if Merlin gets mixed up with them. Remember, he lost his company and all his money just like Oliver, so where did he get that limo from at the end? I mean, he's got to be getting money from somewhere. And one last bonus question, Iron Guardian asks, Do you think that the Flash will have flashbacks like Arrow or be more like CSI with mystery solving side quests? So they cast Barry's mother, she's an actual character on the show, so they will have at least some flashbacks to that moment. But in terms of daily flashbacks, I think we'll see more cut-tos, like the murder mystery investigation will be going off in the background of each episode. So think of it more like an episode of like Bones with superpowers. He'll be using his abilities in Star Labs to connect crime scenes to the particle accelerator explosion and metahumans that'll be popping up all over Central City. So thank you so much for submitting your questions. These are always a ton of fun to do. And like I said, in the off season, I'm going to be doing weekly Arrow and Flash bonus videos, separate videos for each one. Be sure to subscribe to get everything and let me know what you guys want to talk about first. Also, be sure to let me know if you guys want me to keep on doing Q&As for Arrow and Flash stuff, but if I do, I might just combine them and do one for both shows. So right now, you can click here to get my review of the Arrow finale, and click here to learn about my top 5 Flash villains. We might actually see some of them on the show this year. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. High fives.